Okay, well here's Stormer.
Samantha, Newark is Stormer. Take one.
Wow, look at that house. And look at all this stuff. Nobody's gonna live there until we win it. Unless we do too. After all, we're the best, and nobody puts us down. Right?
That's great. Samantha, you're a best Stormer. What do you think about it, Shan? I think it works.
A Stormer, the nice misfit.
Yeah. Okay, now let's listen to the Jared.
Just hanging out with the wrong crowd.
Really quick.
Samantha, Newark is Jared. Take one.
Making yourself at home in my father's office, Mr. Raymond? Yeah, well, don't forget, he left half of the company to me, and I'm not going to let you ruin it by promoting this trash. Rio, how would you like to help Jem and the Holograms put on a concert? Right now, look, if I take the girls and meet us in front of Howard Sand's house, we could pick up some instruments and find Jem.
That's really crazy.
You're fired.
It's so short.
You're hired.
Oh, thank God, this is really embarrassing.
Okay, so that was cool. Now, who has questions? I know everyone does, but anyone first? Okay, I'm gonna go you first because you've been my buddy.
Did they intentionally compare the singing voice with the speaking voice to see? Because it sounds seamless in the cartoon. It really doesn't sound like there's a difference between the singing voice. That is wild.
Apparently they cast the singing voices first, and then they matched the speaking, went hunting for the speaking voices to match our singing counterparts. So, yeah.
I have a quick question that is kind of related to that one. So in the episode, I think it's One Gem Too Many, but there's a part where before Jem, she's practicing with the holograms, and she goes, "Tell me I'm crazy, tell me I'm lazy." And we always wonder, me and Jenny, is which one of you said that line? Was it you, the speaking voice, or Britta, the singing voice, saying the wrong lyrics?
So I knew that I wasn't going to sing in Jem because it was all done in New York and everything. But I remember Wally, he was like, "Well, Sam, do you want to give singing a shot for this line?" And I was just like, "What?" He's like, "But you have to sing really badly. So can you sing really badly?" And so I had to sing, "Tell me I'm crazy, maybe I know." But like I was tone deaf, and that's, yeah. So that was the one time I sang. Right.
You sang twice though. You sang once in One Gem Too Many when she's practicing, and then the second time that when you sang badly, that was in oh wait, no, that was One Gem Too Many, and the other one was the fan.
Oh,
Yeah.
see, you guys.
Yeah,
You
sorry.
guys, I have a binge in my future because you remember things that I don't. But yeah.
I have a quick binge question. I'm gonna say the dirty word Transformers. I'm sorry. Can you just clarify for me and anybody else who needs the clarification how it happened that you also got to do some Transformer episodes?
Well, it was all done at Wally Burr Studios, so the Transformers folks were coming in and out and everything, and so when there was something that was right for me, Wally was like, "Hey, I think I've got something that you would be good for," and I didn't get to record ensemble with Transformers like I did for Jem. I probably came in on the tail end of a session or stayed late or something, and it was just Wally and I. But yeah, and that's how Sue Blue and Jack Angel, and so there were a few of us that got to jump onto the Transformers train. But I remember when he asked me, I was like, "Is that robot cartoon?" Like, that boy cartoon, that robot cartoon.
We have a question over here.
Hi, I actually have a question for Britta because you were talking about the lyrics on your solo album and how the writing process and everything. Out of the songs that you personally wrote, which was your favorite that you wrote?
Ooh,
My favorite lyrics?
Out of the ones that you wrote.
Do It Last.
Yes. Yes.
I think that's my favorite song.
Song.
Yeah, but the lyrics are kind of, they're a little sassy. So, yeah, that's
Okay. Victor has a question.
I have sort of like a voice/character question for both of you. So when you were doing Jem and Jerica, were you consciously changing your voice from one to the other? And then for Britta, when you were singing, were you going in, as someone may do in like musical theater, and say like, I'm singing in the character of Jem? Or were you just sort of going in and doing, this is how I would sing pop if I were a pop star? For both of you.
They hired me to sing like me. They heard my demo and that's how I sang. I mean, it would change a little bit because they would tell me what the episode was about. So, yeah, I would change my mood or my point of view, but it's my voice, yeah.
And then for the difference between Jerica and Jem speaking?
Well, I mean, she is the same person, so it was just written so well, and Jerica was more, I always found, was a little more stressed out. She was, just chocolate carry water. We gotta do this. We gotta do just that way. And then Jem had the more of the swagger and the thing. But I remember Wally Burr was so essential in creating this world, and just kept I did that to myself. Yeah, Wally really helped with that, but I mean, there wasn't really, you had to suspend your disbelief basically, but because it was very similar, but the dialogue, Jem gets to walk on stage and like, hi, I'm Jem and we're the holograms, and Erica's like, Eric.
Question back here.
You've both done singing and acting. Is either one a preference for your favorite creative outlet?
Music, yeah, singing is my first love, and I mean, acting is great. I loved the little I've done, but it's terrifying, and that's one of the things I love about it. I mean, so is performing, and that's another, because I was a very shy kid. Like, nobody would ever thought I would get up on a stage, or, So the appeal, I think, is that vulnerability, and that's in both performing and singing and acting, in a live situation anyway. But acting is like, you're so dependent on so many things outside of your control that as a career in a business, it's sort of torturous.
What about you, Sam?
Yeah, I relate to that. I mean, I was the 7-year-old watching a child performer having a complete meltdown going, oh my God, I need to do that for the rest of my life. I mean, it hit me so hard when I was 7 years old, and a year later I was performing on that same stage, singing. Like, how did that even happen? But it was just this thing that has been in me, and I was shy too. It was weird, but maybe I wasn't too shy because I kind of remember being shy, but when it came to singing, I used to make my friends at recess sit in a circle, and then I would sing every Lena Zavaroni song to them, and I wouldn't let them leave until
You could still be shy and do that, because I got on stage at a talent show and sat in front of a whole assembly,
But then I know, it's the weirdest thing. It's like something about music, it's like this, you come to life in a different way. And it's safer somehow through music than it is like normally. Yeah, it's so strange. It's the strangest thing. But I was always freaked out with on camera. I tried, I got really close to a bunch of things, but I think I was way too self-conscious. And then when I would get in the booth to do voiceovers, it was like, oh my God, nobody's looking at me. and I feel all the stuff and the things, and I love what I'm reading, and then I can come to life in this way where it's not like what I look like and how much I weigh and where I have to stand on my mark and the lighting, and then just like that never resonated with me at all. It freaked me out, to be completely honest. So, but the voiceovers I really love, but it's music for me too. Yeah.
We have 3 questions at this table, so first one.
So in 2020, I ran across a song that you guys collaborated on, What You Got, and it was such dark times that when I heard it, I was like, this is new Jim. I got super excited, and I just kept sharing it like, you know, how are you guys not finding this? This is such a great song. How did that come to be?
Desmond Meeks, he reached out to us. Gosh, I don't know. I can't even remember how did he reach out to you?
I think he reached out to me first,
Yeah.
and then because he was like, "Do you have Britta's contact information?" Because he wanted us both to sing on it.
Yeah.
And I sang in Nashville in Patricia Pizzazz. Her husband had a home studio, so I was in Pizzaz's house recording my vocals for that. And then you flew yours in from, you were in New York?
I was in LA.
You were in LA?
I was already in, I think, and Desmond was in LA.
Desmond
so
was in
that was
LA.
easy. I just went into a little, I can't remember, some little studio with him for a couple of hours. Yeah, and he put it all together.
That was fun.
I need to find that one. Okay, Raina, you have a question.
Hey guys.
Hi,
I want to give you such great thanks for being some of the kindest and most generous people I've ever known. And including last year collaborating with me to do like an intro for my song ranking video, and so many other ways. And I'd love to ask, what are some from the recording process of Gem, anecdotes with the folks recording around you, and help Samantha, fellow actors, and with in the recording booth, and that just interactions that are positive that you recall most.
Well, forgive me for the people that have heard this, because there are people that have been to jemcon every year since it started, so you might know this story, but for the people that haven't, I remember when Charlie Adler, Eric Raymond, and Patricia would flub lines. Patricia especially would just hurl expletives. And it was funny, but I was so shocked. I remember just being like, because I was very, very polite and very, kind of sheltered and polite, and I was so stunned that you could do that at work. I couldn't even believe what they were doing, and then Charlie and Patricia would get into it, and it was hilarious. It was so funny, and then they would get in trouble. And is Louise in here? She would remember. Oh my gosh, because then, Wally would always kind of have to reel it in because time's money and everything. But it was great. It was like I was secretly going, oh my God, this is amazing. I can't even believe you could get away with this. And this is what I'm doing to earn my living right now. Oh wow. So.
Yeah, I mean, my memories are all good. I don't have any. It was so exciting to me, and it challenging and exciting. And Anne and Ford would they'd sit down at the piano and play the song for me, so it sounded like that demo. They'd sing it. I guess Ford was usually singing it, and then just sort of coaching me through those high notes sometimes. And this I've told every Gen Con too, but the trick they had